It was a rainy, grey and desolate day, just like every other one Francis could remember. As he made his way through a small alley he used as a shortcut, his steps echoed loudly against the walls. When he stepped out of the alley and walked past the once happy remnants of a playground, a chilly gust of wind lightly swayed the now abandoned swing set. Absent-minded as always, Francis ignored an old beggar lady who was no more than scenery to him, made his way down the stairs and into the subway station. There was a couple having a heated argument, while their children could do nothing more than silently cry and watch. Without a moment's notice, the father grabbed the older child by the arm and dragged him away from his distraught mother. Francis moved onto the platform where his train would shortly arrive. He wasn't alone though. Waiting alongside him was the man who had just been arguing with his wife next to his son, who still looked confused and sad. Francis' eyes moved along the platform, spotting a teenager who seemed to be far too angry at life for his short age. At the opposite end, a fat lady stood behind her wheelchair-bound partner. There was an air of resent in her expression. Francis liked to think he was immune to the hopelessness around him, but deep down he knew he had really just embraced it. As he checked the time, everything around him went pitch dark. Suddenly, Francis' phone was hit by a wave of energy, and it started glowing with a strange but soothing aura. A split second later, the lights came back on, and no one seemed fazed by the blackout other than Francis, who was still looking at his phone. Just as the time changed on the screen, he noticed there was a strange notification that popped up. Without hesitating, he clicked it. He could somehow see the station through his phone. Intrigued, Francis started looking around the place. He was utterly surprised when his phone met each of the characters as they no longer looked angry and dejected. In fact, it was the complete opposite. On screen, the teenager now had a guitar and was happily singing and playing. The wheelchair-bound man was on his feet, lovingly hugging his now slimmer, happier-looking wife. Francis pointed his phone at the other end of the platform, and, to his surprise, the split-up family had been reunited, and all of them were happily waiting for the train to arrive. Before he could do anything else, an instructional animation came up, showing him how he could share this positive energy with those around him. Moments later, Francis was trying to convince the disgruntled man to let him see his phone. Reluctantly, he agreed, and soon, as the two phones touched, a blinding light filled the entire place. When everyone could see again, the image Francis saw on his screen had become real. Not only that, but Francis was now wearing a much more colourful coat, and he felt happiness flowing through his body. Breaking free from the mother's grateful hug, Francis rushed towards the wheelchair-bound man. Having witnessed the prior transformation, his wife was offering Francis her phone before he even had to ask. The same blinding light filled the station, bringing with it the joyous couple that was shown on Francis's screen. While they admired their new selves, Francis went to the teenager. As he shared his energy with the youngster, a third flash of light turned the latter into a jubilant young man. Moments later, they heard the sound of the incoming train. As the rejuvenated group got ready to board, the train came to a halt and the doors slid open to reveal a wagon full of grey, dejected-looking people, much like the persons standing on the platform had been moments before. Upon this sight, Francis and company shared a look with each other, determined to share their newfound gift with the world.